Okay, let's get into it. The Nigerian DJ Association has announced a temporary ban on all Burnaboy songs, directing DJs in Nigeria and abroad to remove the artist from their playlists following a clash between the singer and DJ Tunes at a party here in Lagos. Now, on Monday evening, Burnaboy and members of his crew were alleged to have been involved in a physical altercation with disc jockey DJ Tunes.
Subscribe to our channel, like, share, and comment.
Eyewitness accounts circulating online claim that the incident took place inside a nightclub where a disagreement escalated into a confrontation. Now, multiple individuals were said to be involved, with DJ Tunes reportedly assaulted during the scuffle. Now, reacting in a statement on Tuesday, the Nigerian DJ Association declared support for DJ Tunes and made this statement that they should all maintain solidarity and uphold professionalism within the entertainment space. Now, the situation took another turn when DJ Tunes, also known as Ogbafia, appeared to take a swipe at Burnaboy online, calling him a coward and posting all signs of weakness, a dig at the singer's 2025 album No Sign of Weakness. Now, Burnaboy has now also responded with a mocking video dancing to Money Constant while altering a lyric from his Ogbafia Dey My Side. Let's take a look at this and we'll come back.
Ogbafia dey for ground. Ogbafia.
Okay, now joining us to help us understand what this means for Afrobeats and the wider music scene is a respected voice in the industry and a key figure in promoting Afrobeats globally. Welcome to the show, Ade Shop, where everyone knows him as Shop Do. Well, we're meeting under very interesting circumstances. Now, I think the point of this, my very first question, is to just get a general overview. How did we get here? I'm, first of all, quite confused. I didn't realize that there was tension between Burnaboy's camp and Wizkid's camp, of course, as a representation. DJ Tunes being, his official DJ. How did we get here? What exactly is going on? What is causing this beef? Help us zoom out to understand what's going on.
For a lot of us, that's the main question that people are asking. Of course, they are big superstars. So people always, if you're talking about Wizkid, you're talking about Burna Boy, you're talking about Davido, these are the biggest superstars out of Afrobeats. They have large crews and entourages. But over the last 6 or 7 months, we haven't really seen them together because all three of them have been on different paths. Davido touring in America, Burna Boy touring in America and Europe. Wizkid has been releasing a lot of music as well and performing in different places. So perhaps it was just a figment of our own imagination that there was a problem. Not until the videos that we all saw that made it feel like there has to be a problem. Because we've seen in the past where Burna Boy and Wizkid have had a very cordial relationship. They released music together, collaborations, they performed on stages together, they've been at parties and events together. So people never really felt that there was a problem. However, when the video went viral, and it was confirmed that the people in those videos were Burna Boy and DJ Tunes, who is Wizkid's official DJ and arguably the closest person to Wiz when it comes to the industry, it means that there's something going on. Whatever the specifics are, we're not too sure, but people are pointing fingers to say maybe it was through social media antics of DJ Tunes over the last couple of months, but nobody has been able to say specifically what it was. It's just allegations at this time.
Now, from your perspective, what would you say this incident reveals about the power dynamics between artists and DJs in today's Afrobeats?
Well, the incident Obviously, number one, when you see the Nigerian DJs Association come out to say that, they're placing a temporary ban on Burnaboy's music, number one, they're also standing by their DJ. DJ Tunes is a superstar DJ that represents Afrobeats globally, is a representation of the Nigerian DJs globally, and they're standing by their man to say any negative approach towards a DJ is an attack on all DJs, and they want DJs to be respected. But speaking about the relationships between Afrobeats artists and DJs, if you look at this particular situation, like I said before, DJ Tunes is the official DJ for Wizkid and arguably the closest person professionally to Wizkid. And if he's being attacked in this way, or if there's a situation that happened within this way, a lot of people will start thinking at the back of their mind that that's also a subtle attack on Wizkid himself. So what this shows us is, number one, the industry is slightly starting to get a lot toxic. Social media for Afrobeats has been extremely toxic over the last 6-7 months, or even a couple of years, where you've had Outsiders, Wizkid FC, 30BG. But in the last 6-7 months, it's grown increasingly toxic, where people have felt that the social media antics might spill over into real world. And yesterday's videos confirm exactly that.
Okay, so I want you to touch on their reactions, right? So we saw what happened on Monday. That video went viral, and when we spoke about this on the show yesterday, we were waiting to see what was going to happen. Was DJ Tunes going to say something? Was Wizkid going to say something? What was Burna going to say? And we've seen that video of Burnaboy altering Money Constant, one of Wizkid's biggest songs from last year, that also had DJ Tunes, and put in, instead of the Ogbafiade My Mind, is Ogbafiade for Ground. And coincidentally, DJ Tunes was wearing an Ogbafia shirt, when this happened as well. We've also seen Wizkid come out to tweet. He didn't mention Burna Boy's name, but we do know who he's talking about. He's come out to tweet as well. We've also seen DJ Tunes talk about the fact that it was just him and he was attacked by 10 of Burna Boy's bouncers or henchmen. I want to know how you feel about their reactions. Is this what we should be expecting from our superstars? And what would you tell them if you could advise them about this brawl?
First of all, this is not what we want to be expecting from our superstars. As I've said earlier today, we're no longer being watched by just Lagos media and media in Africa. We're being watched globally. These are no longer Afrobeats artists from Lagos. These are global music stars that garner attention from international media platforms. One of the heads of the biggest media platform in the world was one of the people that sent me that video today. Now, in response to their social media responses, I think that is expected. A lot of people are saying different things. Oh, yeah, DJ Tunes was attacked by 10 people. Some people saying, no, it wasn't. Some people said Tunes threw the first punch. Other people said Burnaboy threw the first punch. We're going to expect people to start throwing out all sorts of claims. But with Wizkid's response today, I don't think anybody would honestly not have expected that. Again, that is his man. That is the closest person to him. And regardless of what your personal beef with him is, once there's an attack on a DJ Tunes, it's almost an attack on Wizkid. And I've said earlier, and I'll go further to say it right here. We don't need violence in Afrobeats. Afrobeats has become successful because it's a safe space, it's a loving place. People come to have an amazing time. Promoters, events organizers don't have to second guess bringing all these artists in the same room or on the same stages. This is not hip-hop. We saw what happened with hip-hop when we lost the likes of Biggie and Tupac. We saw what happened today with Lil TJ and Offset. We do not want these type of situations in Afrobeats because it affects us, economically, commercially. Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy are not just Afrobeat superstars. These are faces of business empires. And if anything negatively affects their income, it also negatively affects the incomes of hundreds of people that work for them, serve them, and support their industries. And we that surround them in this industry should do everything possible to ensure we protect them from doing things that can put their careers and ultimately their destinies into the wrong hands. And situations like this must be avoided at all times.
Definitely. I like the fact that you said that these are two global brands that they literally have hundreds of employees working underneath them. And people don't want to be messing with their bread. And just like you just said, the whole Offset shooting and all the negative gun violence and just violence in general that happens around hip hop, this is not something we are used to seeing in Afrobeats. So do you think on a global stage, this will affect the kind of money that they are bringing in? Or is it going to affect maybe bookings, promotions, people wanting them at their occasions in case maybe a brawl like this will break out?
Absolutely. You're looking at in the next couple of months, Afro Nation is taking place. And at Afro Nation this year, Burnaboy is booked, Wizkid is booked, a lot of festivals in December, especially in, I think it was Cotonou, booked Burnaboy, booked Wizkid, booked Davido. And if they start to think of a situation where these guys can have negative relationships or interactions that can escalate. Maybe it's backstage or perhaps even around the stage. Promoters will start thinking twice before they start booking them. And then it will start affecting their income, the business, and ultimately the culture. Because once there's a negative perception around the culture, it becomes something that grows into a bigger space, ultimately affects other artists being taken onto platforms. So if we're not careful and we do not put a stop to this right now, we're looking at potentially something that can negatively impact us for years to come.
All right, then. I want to take you back to the point that you made, with the DJ Association coming out to say that they should ban Burna Boy's, music. Do you think that this will hold water? And then people have also been saying that how come they are just coming out to talk now that DJ Tunes is involved? There was a DJ, I think someone called DJ Chicken or something in the past who had been attacked, and there was really nobody to speak for him. Do you think that the DJ Association actually have the backing or the weight to actually affect how people listen to Burna Boy's music, or are they just a dog without any tooth?
Nah, I think they are definitely a credible platform. We've seen these type of situations in the past. It happened to Terry G when he had slapped a DJ in Nigeria, and an issue was made by the Nigerian DJs Association worldwide to stop playing his music. And Terry G will be the first person to tell you that that was probably the beginning of the downward spiral of Terry G's career. Yes, they might have been quiet over the last couple of years, but I can guarantee you, DJs have a strong bond together. And what they always try to do is to ensure that their DJs can perform and play in a safe space, and they are not under any attack, duress, or stress from any artists or community members. Yes, people might think that artists are bigger than just big statements coming from a DJ like this, but I can assure you that if the DJs Association persists in pushing this narrative of lack of support for an artist, be it Burna Boy or anybody else, it will eventually have an impact, and that could start to hurt the artist's music. And yes, people can say what they said, where other DJs have been in trouble in the past and they haven't seen the support from the DJs Association. The questions you need to ask: those DJs members of the association? Have they been members over the last couple of years? I know for a fact DJ Tunes is a member of a Nigerian DJ Association, so they will definitely take his own case a lot seriously than people that are not members.
Definitely, 100%. I just want to touch on professionalism real quick. When it comes to all these high-profile events, you kind of want to put your best foot forward when you're representing not just yourself, but your country at the same time. What would you say is the best way for conflict resolution within Afrobeats and even within these stars? How best can they resolve this and move forward for everybody's pockets?
Just need to step up. Those who claim to be in elder positions should step up, make telephone calls, and bring these brothers and sisters together. We saw a couple of days ago when Omale had done an interview where he claimed that Burna Boy was the only artist on his level and his album was the greatest Afrobeats album of all times. There were so many elders on social media who came out to criticize Omale for his words of saying that he was only at the same level with Burna Boy, or his album was the greatest ever. Where are those elders now? when something that could have been detrimental to someone's life or people's lives happened in the culture. Leaders need to step up and ensure that they make the right call and make these young men and women understand that it is a privilege to be the successful and be placed in these positions of responsibility. And the moment you make a mistake that jeopardizes this, it doesn't only jeopardizes for you and your family, it also affects the culture at large. This is a moment where people that have had experience in the industry step up and be the bigger brother or bigger sister that these young men and women need. And I think without those type of elders stepping into the fray and coming heads down and supporting these guys where possible, we're definitely walking down a slippery slope here.
Definitely. Thank you so much for joining us on the show, Adeshokwe. We have like 30 seconds to go, but I did notice in that video where DJ Tunes was getting attacked that it was women that stepped forward to help him. Just putting it out there. So
African women always protect us.
Always.
And we love and support you. Always.
All right, then. Thank you so much, cultural commentator and, of course, media personality moving the culture forward. That was Adeshokwe Olajide, also known as Shopsidu. Oh, that was a bit of a. We had to just reel it back in. DJ Tunes, Burnaboy, Ogbafe Ade for floor.
Thanks for watching. For more videos, subscribe to our channel.